I was still in my bridesmaid dress when my sister-in-law called me into the kitchen and said, "You'll never be one of us. You'll always be the outsider." My husband said nothing, just clinked his glass. I stood there in my heels, heartbreaking. But what I did before we got home made him question everything. I met Drew in college. I was 20 and had just started my second year at Marquette University in Milwaukee. He was a senior. Clean-cut, polite, always on time, with this effortless charm that made people lean in a little closer. I was drawn to him immediately. He came from Mequon, one of those towns where everyone's dad owned a business and everyone's mom wore pearls to brunch. He didn't flaunt it, though. At least not then. We started dating after a group project in a shared economics class. He offered to drive me home one evening and didn't make it weird. That felt rare back then. One date led to two, and before long I was spending weekends at his parents' place. The house was huge. Cold, quiet, full of old money kind of furniture. His mom, Lorraine, always greeted me with a stiff smile and asked where I'd gotten my dress or shoes, then raised her eyebrows when I answered. "You have a very practical look," she said once while handing me a water glass. I let it slide. His sister Brooke? She was different. Pretty in that groomed, sharp-edged way. Teeth too white, eyes always judging. From the start, she looked at me like I was dirt on her shoe. "So you're the scholarship girl," she said when Drew introduced me. No smile. That first year, I did everything to win them over. I brought wine to dinners. I wrote thank you notes. I helped clean up dishes, even though no one else did. It never mattered. I wasn't one of them, and they reminded me in small ways every time I visited. Still, Drew proposed after I graduated. I said yes, without hesitating. Part of me thought marriage would fix things. That being his wife would give me a seat at the table, finally. That maybe Lorraine and Brooke would back off. They didn't. We moved into a townhouse just outside Wauwatosa. Drew worked in finance at his uncle's firm. I took a job in HR. We built a routine, dinner at 7, wine on Fridays, holiday visits. On the outside, everything looked solid. But inside, he started changing. Slowly, then more often. He'd make comments about how I handled money, or how my family talked too loud. He once told me I laughed like I was still in high school. At first, I laughed with him. Then I started laughing less. The family events kept coming, birthdays, fundraisers, holidays. I always showed up, always tried. But the jokes got sharper. The silences colder. Brooke made a hobby out of it, public little digs that sounded like compliments. At one Christmas, she handed me a wrapped box with a smile. Inside was a book. How to Dress Like You Belong. I waited for Drew to say something. He laughed. So did his mom. I excused myself and cried in the bathroom. Still went back to the table. Still smiled. Fast forward to last spring, his brother, Michael, was getting married. His fiancée was perfect for their world. Family money, blonde, groomed within an inch of her life. I was asked to be a bridesmaid. I didn't want to, but I said yes. I thought maybe if I kept showing up, one day they'd stop pushing me out. I spent hours on the wedding stuff, shopped for dresses, helped with centerpieces, stayed late at rehearsal dinners. I paid for everything myself. No one offered to split costs or even say thank you. The wedding was in a private estate outside Madison. It looked like a damn movie set. The day was long, fake smiles everywhere. I kept it together, even when Lorraine corrected my posture during photos. By the time the reception hit full swing, I was exhausted. My heels were killing me, my dress was tight, and I just wanted one moment of quiet. That's when Brooke asked me to step into the kitchen. I thought maybe she needed help with something. Or maybe, just maybe, she was ready to apologize. Or say something human. Instead, she closed the door, folded her arms, and said, "You'll never be one of us. You'll always be the outsider."
Just like that.
No lead-in.
No emotion.
I stared at her, confused. What are you talking about? You think playing nice will get you in? It won't. You'll never be good enough. We don't want you here. You're not family. You're just Drew's project. I was stunned. I could feel the heat rising in my chest. I looked through the kitchen's small window and saw Drew across the room, laughing with his cousins. I called out, "Drew?"
He turned,
Looked right at me, raised his glass, and clinked it, like it was all just another toast. Like nothing was wrong. He didn't come in, didn't ask what was happening, just stood there. I felt something snap inside. Not loudly, just a quiet, final break. I walked out, sat back at the table, let the night play out.
I didn't speak.
I didn't cry. Not then. When we were leaving, I told Drew I forgot my clutch in the kitchen. He didn't ask if I wanted company. I went back. Brooke's phone was sitting on the counter, screen lit up. Unlocked. I shouldn't have touched it, but I did. And what I saw made my blood run cold. I didn't plan to go through her phone. I really didn't. But something in me had shifted the moment Drew raised that glass and looked right through me. That moment told me everything I needed to know. Her phone was open to a group chat, one I didn't recognize. Lowell Legacy, it said. Just a few names. Lorraine,
Brooke, Drew,
Michael, and two of their cousins. I scrolled. There were messages going back months. Screenshots. Photos. Inside jokes. And then I saw my name. Messages about me. From Drew. She's trying too hard again. Just nod and let her tire herself out. Brooke, that book idea was hilarious. She still doesn't get it. She wants to host Thanksgiving this year. Imagine that. I told her we'd think about it. LOL. My chest felt like it was caving in. Then there were pictures.
of me at family events.
Candid ones.
Me eating. Me talking with my hands.
Me laughing. All with sarcastic comments underneath. She even eats like a public school girl. Check out the Goodwill clutch. Lorraine chimed in. I warned you, Drew. These girls don't change. I didn't even realize I was shaking. My legs were numb. I sat down at the kitchen counter and just stared at the screen. I wanted to scream. Instead, I emailed screenshots to myself. Then deleted the sent history and placed the phone exactly where I'd found it. Back in the car, Drew was quiet. I didn't speak either. When we got home, I went straight to the guest room and locked the door. I didn't answer when he knocked. The next morning, he acted normal. Too normal. Made coffee, asked if I wanted toast. I watched him like he was a stranger. And in a way, he was. Over the next few weeks, I pulled away. Quietly. He didn't notice. Or maybe he didn't care. I started digging deeper. I logged into our joint account and saw payments I hadn't approved. Gifts to consultants, dinners that didn't include me, hotel charges from weekends I thought he was with friends in Chicago. I checked the calendar and saw it. A charge from a hotel in Green Bay. Same weekend, he said, he was at his cousin's lake house. I waited until he was asleep. Then I searched the name tied to the charge. The hotel offered a reward system. I guessed the password. It worked. And there it was, his booking. 2 guests. Champagne welcome. I didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, I started seeing a therapist. Not to fix anything, but to survive it. I printed everything. Made copies. Sent one to my mom's house. Another to a safety deposit box I opened under my maiden name. I wasn't ready to walk away. I was getting ready to make him watch it all burn. A month after the wedding, Drew's mood shifted. He started acting nervous. Checking his phone more. Staying later at work. I could tell he felt something was off with me, but he didn't know what. I gave him nothing, no fights, no accusations. Just quiet. I stopped cooking dinner. I stopped asking where he was. I stopped pretending. That's when he started trying again. He booked a weekend trip to Door County. Said it was for us. I agreed. Smiled. Packed light. But I'd already called the resort earlier that week and canceled the second night. I showed up. Stayed one night. Left him there the next morning while he was still asleep. I drove home alone and met with a lawyer. What I didn't expect, what hit me like a sucker punch, was a phone call the following week. It was from Kelsey. Kelsey was the fiancée of Drew's best friend, Aaron. We were never close, but we talked at parties. I always thought she was sweet. A little naive, maybe. She sounded panicked. Hey, I don't know if this is weird, but can we talk? I stepped outside. Sat in my car. She said Aaron and Drew had been planning a guy's trip to Lake Geneva for months. She thought it was innocent.
Just beer and boats.
But she found texts between Aaron and Brooke.
Yes, Brooke.
Brooke had been hooking up with Aaron for months. And Drew knew. Worse, he helped cover for them. Helped lie to Kelsey. Helped coordinate stories. He's not just enabling them, Kelsey said. He's protecting her. Like family first. No matter what. Everything clicked. Drew wasn't just cruel. He was complicit. They'd created this sick little ecosystem where cheating, lying, backstabbing. It was all just part of protecting their image. Their circle. I thanked her for telling me. She cried on the phone. I didn't. That night, Drew came home to a clean house and a locked bedroom door. I said nothing. The next day, I called my lawyer and changed the strategy.
No quiet exit.
No clean break. I was going to tear through his world one piece at a time. I waited until Thanksgiving. It was always the Lowell family's biggest holiday. Drew's parents hosted. White tablecloths, polished silver, a gratitude tree, where everyone hung little notes. This year, I offered to make the slideshow for the dinner, photos from family events, weddings, vacations. I said I wanted to show how grateful I was to be part of the family. Brooke smirked when I said it. Lorraine nodded, already sipping her wine. I told Drew I needed the TV in the living room and full volume. He barely looked up from his drink. I sent the final slideshow to their home laptop the day before. It started just like they expected. Photos from the wedding, childhood Christmases, Drew and his siblings on ski trips. Then halfway through, the screen froze for a second. Then it shifted. A screenshot of the Lowell Legacy group chat filled the screen. Followed by another. And another. The room went silent. Drew choked on his drink. Lorraine gasped. Turn it off.
But it kept going.
Messages mocking me. Messages mocking other family members, too. Things Brooke said about their cousin's wife. Drew calling his uncle a pathetic drunk. Brooke bragging about her affair with Aaron. Then hotel receipts. Then photos from the Green Bay trip.
Champagne.
One bed. And finally, a photo of Brooke and Aaron together. Cuddled on a couch, his hand on her thigh. Taken from Aaron's own private Instagram. He hadn't locked it down well. I stood in the corner, watching their faces. Lorraine stood up and screamed at Drew. You let this happen? Brooke lunged for the laptop. You bitch. I didn't flinch. I looked at Drew. Now you're the outsider, I said. And they hate outsiders. I walked out and didn't look back. I filed for divorce that Monday. The screenshots and photos? I'd already emailed them to Drew's firm's ethics board. Turned out, the consultants he'd been paying from our joint account were linked to shady clients. He got put on leave. Aaron got dumped. Kelsey forwarded the text to his employer too. He worked with at-risk youth. They didn't like predators. Brooke lost her job at the marketing firm when word got out she had sent explicit messages from a work email. Lorraine stopped calling, even to scream. I moved back near my family. Started over. I didn't take much, just what I'd come in with and a slice of his savings the court agreed was fair. He tried to call me a few times. Left one voicemail. You ruined everything. I played it twice. Then deleted it. I didn't ruin anything. I just showed everyone what was already there.